All right, my beautiful singles, let's get to it. We are entering into the month of love, right? And so that puts the spotlight on you. Let's find out what's going on for you, my friends. As we look forward into February, please remember these are all general readings. It's not for all of you, but as a reader who does not focus primarily on love readings, I'm going to do that for you for the next couple of weeks at least. It's for you this February. Let's find out what is going on for the singles. This reading could be for you no matter what your sign is. It is a collective reading, friends. I'll call it signs and symbols if you need to hear them or know them. And you can decide whether this is something that might resonate for you or not. Let's talk about the singles. Let's do some love readings. Tell me about my singles, please. Well, I kind of like that. Look at that. Have you been reading tarot with me long enough? You might know, right? So we do have Justice, we have the Five of Cups, and we have the Three of Cups. I really do believe that somebody is about to, I feel like something that's been out of balance is about to come back into balance, my friends. It feels like Justice is here to tell you that things are slowly going to be coming to balance. And I say slowly because we are looking at the Five of Cups. I feel like somebody here has either been single for a long time. It might be 5 months. It might be 3 months. It might be 8 months. Cups are months for me. I feel like somebody has been single for a while, hoping to meet somebody. It does feel like something is slowly going to come back into balance. And I say slowly because the Five of Cups is Scorpio energy. And Scorpio doesn't do anything quickly. But I also feel like this is telling me that you've already been through the worst of it. And it does feel like you are ready. It feels like you are ready here with this cup. But it does feel like, I feel like you're a little bit hesitant, I would say. It does feel like somebody here is a little bit reluctant to find something. It's like somebody, maybe reluctancy isn't the word. I feel like it's this is regret that things haven't worked out thus far. I feel though that something here that was out of balance is coming back into balance, and I think that it's going to happen with you being more social. I know. I always say to you guys, get out there and be social, but I really do think that the Three of Cups is telling me that this is going to happen in some sort of situation that is joyful, that you are with people are around you, that you're in a social situation. I don't necessarily think this happens with you swiping back and forth online. Doesn't mean that it can't. I just don't think that it will. It feels to me that your focus should be the Three of Cups. Your focus should be getting out there and having fun, going out with your friends, reuniting with people, finding people to do things with, to go out with. Instead of staying to yourself. I feel like there is something under the surface, my loves here, something under the surface that you don't see yet. I feel like for some of you, you're still trying to heal from something that didn't necessarily work out for you in the past. It was a decision you had to make. Look, I feel like I'm speaking to someone who had to make the decision to cut ties with someone. I think that you were on this path of trying to get better balance in your life in terms of your of the people that you've been dating, attracting. It feels like somebody here has decided to just take a break. I need a better plan. I need a plan of harmony. I need a plan of balance. I need a justification for making a plan to go out there and be with my friends. I'm going to say no. I don't think that you do. I feel like there is no justification. I feel like you're supposed to just go out and just not make the primary focus for your outing is to meet someone and just let it happen naturally. The Seven of Swords is something that's being concealed. And I think what's being concealed is, I think that you're hiding a lot of grief or sadness. It also feels like what's being concealed is the Three of Cups. So I think it's going to take a change of mind or a plan or a decision that I want more balance than I've got right now. In terms of love, right? We've got the Four of Wands that came back. It was on the bottom of the deck. I do believe that somebody here is about to meet someone, but will you choose them? That's the question. because the Four of Wands is here, but so is the Two. And that Six of Wands, I don't feel like you have a problem attracting anybody, whoever I'm speaking with. I don't think that's your issue. I think that you're fiery and beautiful or handsome, that you attract easily, that you attract people easily. Whether that's your energy or you're nice to look at or whatever it is, it does feel like somebody here easily attracts people, but maybe I'm not necessarily attracting the caliber of person that I'm interested in being with. And please understand that when I say caliber, I'm not talking about money. God, like, you can meet the biggest assholes that are rich, but you can also meet the kindest people who are not. And I'm not talking about someone who is homeless or living in poverty. I'm talking about someone who just lives a normal damn life, right? Somebody who wants to do right by someone who wants to, live in a comfortable place, someone who works hard. Tell me about this Five of Cups. Why is this Five of Cups here? Crowning the reading. So, like, the thing is like, I see this Five of Cups, but look, the Three of Cups are in her hair, right? So I feel like there is a moment that somebody that I feel like you're going to meet somebody here in the month of February. And I feel like I was saying, hardworking, that's the King of Pentacles, right? Somebody who's hardworking, somebody who isn't scared to take on the extra hours. I feel like this is all perspective. Like, you're never going to attract what you are not. If you are not hardworking, there's no way in hell you will attract someone who's not hardworking. And if you're not hardworking and you do manage to attract somebody who's hardworking, it's not going to last. You really can only attract what you are. And I feel like I'm talking to somebody here who really is coming to that perspective. That if I ever going to meet anybody, moment of alchemy, that is healed, someone who is healed, someone who is hardworking and practical and wants to provide, but also wants to stand beside me and not in front of me or behind me. I feel like you're looking for a partner, and the King of Pentacles is a really good partner. Someone who's really into partnership, practicality. This isn't someone who's going to be throwing money around, but this is someone who is practical. I think this person's very social. I think you meet them in a social place. It does feel like they are somebody who is in a healed energy. Now, that doesn't mean that they've reached the epitome of their spirituality and they're healed and nothing bothers them. Because if anything else, I think that sometimes when we heal too much, we just don't want to be with people at all. But the Temperance card tells me that this happens in a moment of alchemy. So it happens, this balance or this healing comes in when you least expect it. And that's why I think you're supposed to be out somewhere where people are being social. We're having fun, having drinks. Maybe it's at a dinner. It doesn't have to be at a public place, a restaurant. It could be at a friend's place. We've got the Nine of Swords. Why is that? We've got the Devil energy. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So it does feel like somebody has poor thoughts or bad thoughts about, oh God, I hate the social thing. I just really hate going into the social things. The Devil energy to me is doubt, it's fear, but it's also things that we do on a loop. I feel like it's things that are not necessarily good for our health. So I feel like this Nine of Swords and the Devil energy is lending to poor thoughts of doubts, fears. I don't know. I don't want to pick up anybody codependent. It feels like somebody here is probably in the midst of doing their healing or is in the midst of working really hard on themselves. But I think that somebody here is still arguing with themselves about, what's in the head. Yeah, it feels like for you it's a head game. It really has nothing to do with who wants you, who doesn't. Oh, look at that. I feel like something is about to change, but not until you close an old chapter or an old cycle. And look, it doesn't mean that, I'm not putting this on you. It doesn't mean that you're not doing the work. It just means that it takes time, right? The Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles take time. That's 3D energy. It moves very, very slow. I feel like you're still attached to some sort of negative thought pattern about socializing, about going out and meeting people face to face. Maybe you would rather meet somebody online first. But I feel like there is somebody out there who's going to change everything for you. The Wheel of Fortune is here, and it's, it's always about what's around that card that tells us what that card truly means. And I feel like you are about to have some sort of a destined meeting, but it's going to happen after you close the chapter to all of this overthinking or this reel that keeps going on in your head about fear, and maybe you think that you want it, but maybe you don't really. I'm going to say be slow to react. Think about it. Observe people from a distance. Don't be ready to jump in right away. I don't think that if you're meeting the King of Pentacles, I don't think this person is into jumping in right away anyway. The King of Pentacles moves pretty slow, right? Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo energy. They move pretty slow anyway. So I feel like somebody here needs to close an old chapter. Close an old chapter, and when you do, everything changes. Because I feel like you really have been working very hard on yourself. And when I say that, please don't take it as you're not enough. Because you're always enough. No matter what place that you are in your healing, what form of healing you're in, you're always enough. But I think I'm specifically talking to someone who has a negative opinion about meeting people face to face, about going out with my friends and just not meeting anybody. What's the point of going out if I'm not going to meet anybody? I think that needs to be off the plate for a while. And that's when you meet somebody, when you're not expecting it with the Seven of Swords. Tell me about this Justice here. I feel like somebody will be coming at you with a plan. Somebody that you might be invited somewhere. And I feel like you're going to go, because Justice is here with the Two of Wands. We've got the Four of Wands here as well. I think you will take your time in making a decision, but I think you want to be seen. Six of Wands. I think you want to be seen. You've got the Two of Swords, yeah. When they first come to you and they plant the idea with you, you're going to be like, no. I feel like you're going to be, no, thank you. I don't really know that I want to do that. I think instead of reacting and saying no, I think it's possible that, I'm probably connecting with someone here with a lot of social anxiety. Look, I feel like when you get into a social situation like this, you turn into the King of Cups. You get very stoic. You don't let anybody see what's going on the surface. You keep everything underneath. The Fool is in the reverse, though. And so it's because you don't know what you're walking into. I don't know what I'm walking into. Maybe I'm not very good with conversation. The Two of Swords is here because I'm blocked off. I'm not really sure if I want to meet somebody in a social situation. It's much easier to formulate a text or speak to someone through texting or through an app or something like that. It's really hard to do it, hit the ground running like that. I really do feel like somebody here is about to meet someone who is going to, it's going to be in a celebratory time. So this feels like you go to someone's house for dinner, or friends say, oh, come on with us. We're going to be doing this thing. It feels like it's at a celebratory time where there's drinks flowing, possibly. Maybe we're going out for dinner. Maybe we're going to a paint night. I don't know. But I don't think you're expecting to meet anybody there. But I think you finally do say yes after this block is removed and you decide to jump in head first. I think somebody here has a lot of social anxiety and isn't interested in meeting someone face to face. And if that's you, that's all right. I just might not be reading about you this time. We're going to be doing a lot of these readings over the month, friends. So let's find out what this Four of Wands is about. What's the situation? Tell us what the situation looks like. Is it an invitation? Is it someone's home? What is this? We've got the Six of Pentacles. So this is someone that you already know. This is a friend of yours, somebody that you trust, somebody that gives you as much as you give them. This is Taurus energy, loyal. This person is a loyal friend or somebody that you know that is loyal in your group. They could be someone you know from the workplace. We've got the Moon energy in the reverse. So I do believe for some of you within the next 4 weeks, 2 weeks to 4 weeks, it feels like there's going to be something revealed. A friend who you trust, who's loyal, is going to come to you and say, hey, we're going to a wedding. We're going to this fun place. And do you want to come with? There we go. Pulled 2 cards. 3 swords and Ace of Swords. And you know what I think your answer is going to be? I'll think about it. I don't think you're going to give an immediate answer. And that's what I said about the Page of Swords, right? Make sure that you're observing the situation. Do I really want to do it? Am I ready to do it? Am I ready to get back out there? For somebody here, you've been hurt before, or maybe recently even. It feels like somebody here it's still in the perspective of the Five of Cups. I'm not really sure if my heart can take it again. If my heart can take, meeting someone that screws me over again. I feel like Temperance is telling me that now would be the time, if you want to do it, that if you decide to take the invitation, this is the person that you meet. They don't have to be a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. That's not what these court cards can be people, but they are energies as well. Please remember that. It's someone who's good with their money, someone who's quite wealthy, someone who does really good at what they do in terms of their job, someone who's responsible, who's looking for someone to support, looking for someone in a supporting role. I think that when somebody reveals whatever the Four of Wands is to you, the celebratory get-together, I think you're going to say, yeah, I'll think about that. But I think this is what's in the back of your head, though. The Three of Swords is here. And I think your friend knows that. Whoever this Six of Pentacles belongs to, this is someone that you usually see, someone you probably see on a weekly or a daily basis. This is someone you trust, someone who's loyal. And they're going to reveal that there is some sort of a party or a social gathering coming up. And it's probably in the next 2 to 4 to 6 weeks, possibly. If you decide to go, my friend, I feel like you do meet them through a friend. That's what it feels like. This person knows that you have been, that you're fresh off this. Yeah, it does really feel like it's a fresh wound. It does feel like that. That you're still trying to balance your emotions, balance your heart, because the moon is in reverse. I don't know that you're ready for it. And I think that's why you might be in the King of Cups energy. Stoicism, keeping all of my big feelings under the surface. That's why I'm feeling kind of blocked at taking risks. I feel like there's a plan going on and somebody's going to invite you and they're like, I know the person who should come with me. Let's see what the outcome is here. If you decide to go and you do meet somebody, tell me what the outcome is, please. Well, look at that. It's kind of beautiful. It's abundant. It's a new beginning. It's somebody who's looking for someone to invest in them, or someone who's going to invest. You can see that the fox is looking back at the Empress. It feels like you meet a soulmate. Now, the Six of Cups is a soulmate energy, but understand that not all the soulmates you meet are romantic. Some of them are just friends, like this person here. I feel like this is a soulmate friend. So I'm going to say that you will have the feeling that you've met them before, or maybe you really have seen them before, but you haven't seen them in a while. You could know this person through a friend, and there's planning going on behind the scenes. I feel like your friend is planning, Two of Wands, is planning to ask you out, because it feels like somebody is, I don't think they're setting you up. They just want to get you in the same environment as this person, where the music is playing and the drinks are flowing and we're going out for dinner. And I think that's where everything changes. If you can get out of your head and observe yourself, observing your own thoughts, the ability to be able to think about your thoughts, metacognition, right? It feels like somebody needs to view themselves from the outside perspective. Do I really want this? What's the purpose of me going? Am I just going to have fun? Am I just going to invest? Am I just going there to feel abundant? Am I just going there? I feel like somebody here has been spending a lot of time alone. You don't get to be the Empress by going out every night of the week. You get to be the Empress by keeping a low profile. Look, that's Taurus and Libra. Libra and Taurus both love their alone time. They will thrive while they are alone. I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's been alone or single or has chosen to be alone for a really long time. And I feel like you're probably getting to the point where you're ready to invest in something new. We've got the Six of Swords. It feels like you're stuck. I do want to say you're stuck in nostalgic thoughts. So I'm going to say that when you decide to go out, please don't go out with the thought of, I'm going to meet the love of my life. Please go out with the thought of, I'm going to enjoy the fun of my friends, the people I'm reuniting with. Oh, look at that. Well, that's very interesting. They fell out together. I'm just saying, you know what that means. I feel like mind your business. I'm going to say mind your business, mind your friends. Let the Emperor come out front if they want to. Look, we have an Empress and an Emperor here. Let the Emperor get their eye on you and do whatever it is that the Emperor will do. Let the Emperor be the one that comes to you. I feel like you should be there to have fun, that you should be there to enjoy your friends, invest some time. I feel like you're still stuck in some sort of nostalgic energy here. And I think that it is time for you to get unstuck. But I feel like there is you're going to have to say yes to the invitation. But I think that when it comes to you, it does feel like it's, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. That's what it feels like. I'm going to have to think about that. I'm still brokenhearted. So expect an invitation. I'm going to say whether you want to go or whether you don't is totally up to you, but expect an invitation. And I feel like that's how you're kicking off February. And everybody's sort of going to, not everybody, but some people will be in the mood of wanting to find somebody over the month of February. Because, well, it's not always about love. It's kind of a Hallmark thing, right? But nonetheless, yeah, we'll do more of these readings and we'll talk more about the person, but not always the person. We'll talk about you. We'll also talk about the ways that you can meet people and you versus them, the kind of personality that you might like. Just come on back and we will do more readings over the month for the singles. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care. Bye-bye.